This is from Columbus.
Oh, Columbus.
Yep. Literally, after my picture went viral, my boyfriend broke up with me about a week later after arguing because he felt like Chris was too close on me. I'm just like, it's one of the most respectable pictures. It wasn't like I was bending over grabbing my ankles. But I would trade my ex for meeting Chris Brown 100 more times. So definitely, really, really right there.
Okay, it is Dr. William James here reporting to you. And today I want to discuss, a few things surrounding this topic of this lady ruining her relationship with her boyfriend um, over meeting Chris Brown. So, boundaries in relationships, uh, people gaslighting. I don't like to use the term much, but it fits here. Um, the word insecure, I want to address that. Um, so yeah, those are a few things that I want to address. And how people view celebrities differently. Because within a relationship, you set boundaries and you say, like, hey, we can't do this, you can't do this. Certain things are deal breakers, certain things will ruin the relationship. In this video we just saw, the photograph, the lady was hugged up with Chris Brown and it was too close. I'll show it again, I'll show some more, but it was clearly he had his pelvis like on her butt. Now, some people say, oh, but he's a celebrity, it's a fan picture, things of that nature. Now, Chris Brown has been doing these VIP photos for about, I believe, 4 or 5 years around COVID. He's been doing it a while now. I know there were viral photographs in 2022. Um, so I understand he's a celebrity. You pay $1,000 to take a picture. But if you're in a relationship, you can still take a picture that is respectful. And now she's saying she wasn't bent over touching her ankles and things of that nature, but it still wasn't a respectable picture. I wouldn't want to see my woman hugged up like that with any man. I don't care if he's a celebrity. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you're telling me. I think it's inappropriate for a monogamous relationship. And most people don't understand that. They try to make you feel like you're tripping, you're bugging, you're doing too much, you're insecure, you're all of these different things that have a negative connotation just because you set clear boundaries and you don't let them be overstepped. She could have took a picture just shaking his hand. Um, they didn't have to be body to body. It could have been a real friend hug with that space, that gap in between. It could have been anything other than that. Um, but you hear at the end of the video, she said she would trade her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, in 100 times for meeting Chris Brown. So that tells you pretty much all you need to know. She wasn't really feeling her boyfriend. Um, that's why she didn't respect him, didn't respect the boundaries, and she didn't care to lose the relationship over some photos. Well, not over some photos, but over inappropriate photos. Because I posted this as a short on my YouTube channel, and I posted it on my Instagram and Facebook, and I had people who were commenting saying like, "Oh, he broke up with her over, some photographs." It's not simply over photographs, and I think people who say that are either missing the point because of their level of comprehension, or they're purposely acting as if they don't know what the reason is. It's respect, and people always say, be secure and trust. But respect comes before everything within a relationship. There's just certain things you don't do out of respect. Even if your partner will let you do certain things, if you respect them, you're not going to do it. So even if he said, go take a picture with Chris Brown, go take whatever type of picture you want to take, enjoy yourself, out of respect for yourself and respect for your relationship, you would just take a picture that's more appropriate than body to body like that. Okay? So she clearly didn't value him or value the relationship. She said, "Oh, after the picture went viral, after arguing for a week, she said the picture could have been worse. She could have been touching her ankles. It wasn't that bad. He broke up with her." And then she went on to say she would trade him in 100 times. That's ridiculous to say. Okay, that your pictures, whatever, that 3 minutes of photographs or whatever cost you a relationship. You're not going home to Chris Brown. that could have been something, he could have been the one. But since you didn't value him enough, he's not the one, which he never was the one for her. Because if she had met the one, if she had met a man that she valued as much as Chris Brown, she wouldn't have did that. And that's the whole key point here. People get away with things in a relationship, or they attempt to do things when they're not really feeling the person. And they're going to push their boundaries, and they're going to push the relationship and see how much they can get away with. And when you keep letting them get away with things, they're going to keep taking. They don't like you. They don't love you. They just love the idea of you. They love the idea of having someone that they can call their own, someone who's going to hold them down in tough times and be there mentally, emotionally, um, however you're providing, whatever service you're providing, emotionally, mentally, financially, um, spiritually, whatever form of stability you're providing for them, or security you're providing for them. They love to just have that there. So they don't want to be single, but you're not really the one for them. So yeah, people saying, you know, Chris Brown is a celebrity, so it's not that bad. That makes no sense. Would you be okay with your boyfriend or girlfriend in a monogamous relationship letting another man or woman, grope their butt or their private part? No. So just because it's a celebrity, doesn't take away the fact that it's inappropriate behavior. The behavior is still inappropriate. I don't care if it's a celebrity. Just like I wouldn't want my wife or my girlfriend uh taking a picture pelvis on butt with some random dude that's in on the sidewalk, or that's in a club or whatever. I don't want her taking the same picture with a celebrity. I don't care if it's Chris Brown. It doesn't make sense. Like, some of these pictures get crazy. Let's look at some of the pictures from this Chris Brown's VIP. Let's look at some of these pictures uh, here. So these are some of the photos from Chris Brown's sessions. Look at this one. Look at these photos. Look at these photos. This one here, he has his hand on this lady's butt. Okay. This one, that's too close. Hand is still on the butt. Are these one? If these women were in a relationship, here's one that's a little bit more. Where is it at? Let me just click on this one. Look at this one. Now, if she has a man at home, is he supposed to be okay with this because it's Chris Brown? This doesn't make sense. Oh, you're insecure if you have a problem with this because it's a celebrity, it's a fan pick, and she spent $1,000 for it. That's when you're making someone. That's what's gaslighting. You're making someone think that they're deranged, they're delusional, that something's wrong with them, for noticing that something's wrong with you, for noticing that the behavior is inappropriate here. All of these pictures, inappropriate. These pictures, it looked like Chris Brown is their man. Now, I don't know if all of them are in relationships, but just where does it stop? Look at this. He's fully palming their butt. Now, what would you do? You would tell their man that it's just a picture, or it could have been way worse. Is this appropriate for someone in a monogamous relationship? You wouldn't want. Let me stop sharing that. You wouldn't want your man taking a picture like that with, now it's a little bit different for women. I heard some women, I don't know if they were serious or not, some women would be like, oh, I would be happy if my man was taking a picture like that with, Rihanna or Beyonce. And some of them would, because some people are really fanned out like that. Some people really look up to Beyonce, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, all these celebrities with such, like, they're not humans. They worship them. So if their boyfriend was able to, take a picture like that, which they're not, because it's different with between men and women, um, they would be sexualizing them. But even if, those celebrities were taking a picture and they were groping a man's backside or his private part, that would be crazy. But some woman would think, oh, well, if the women of that caliber want my man, it's a plus for me. That's the difference between men and women in society. I'm not going to say all, but 99% of men, most men, don't want their woman being groped up, especially in a monogamous relationship. There are polyamorous relationships and things of that nature. In a monogamous relationship, most men don't want to see their woman being, held on to, caressed, touched in a certain manner by another man. No matter what the status of that man is. I don't care if he's the president of the United States. I don't care if it's Chris Brown, Jay-Z. I don't care, if Michael Jackson was still alive, if it was Michael Jackson. It's just not okay. So you got to understand these things. People like to play games. Just because there are simps in the world as well. There are some men who will let you get away with this stuff. Because I spoke to some women and they're like, yeah, oh, my man will let me do it, and we're in a happy relationship. We've been there for 10 years. But what is the status of this man? Not every man is an alpha. Not every man. Some men are just happy that they got somebody, so they're willing to get walked all over and stepped all over. And we've seen men like this before in relationships. Look at Will Smith. Will Smith just get walked all over by Jada Pinkett, and they're not even together. But that's a whole nother video. They're not even together. But 2 years ago, his whole slap scene on Chris Rock, he said, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth." That what they're separated. She went on again to embarrass him. Said, and when she was promoting her book, she said that they have been separated for years. So maybe on paper that's still your wife, but you're separated, and you went up there and slapped him. So like she goes out of her way. She slept with August Alsina. She talked about an entanglement. I did a whole video on that. You could watch it. But the simple fact of the matter is there are men in relationships who get walked all over, stepped all over. Just like there's women in relationships who they're in a relationship, but they're getting walked all over, stepped all over. They're getting cheated on, all types of stuff, but they stay. So to say like, oh, yeah, my man let me take a picture like this, or my man will let me take a picture like this, and we still together, that doesn't prove anything. That just proves that you have a man who's okay with certain things. But that doesn't mean it's okay. There are people who are okay with in a monogamous relationship. They'll forgive someone, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times for cheating. However many times they go out there and cheat, they'll say, oh, I'll give you another chance. That doesn't mean it's okay because someone allows the behavior. So I think it's wrong. Y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comments. What are the boundaries? Was the boyfriend wrong for breaking up with her? Or was she wrong for taking that type of photo in a monogamous relationship? Like, where do you draw the line with embarrassing your partner? And is it true? Do you think people behave a certain way when they're trying to keep someone as opposed to when they don't care? So, do you think she really cared for her boyfriend? Do you really think she valued that relationship as one? Two, do you think he was wrong for breaking up with her, or do you think she was wrong for taking the photo? Like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel and share the video. Peace.